Before we get onto some of the signings that I want to speak about, I did see a few gooners last night and today, Giuseppe Souls, tweet things to the effect of, having watched their preseason so far, we look tired. We're in for a hard season. We've not been at our scintillating best. Do you guys buy into that notion about Arsenal?
Welcome to Arsenal fans. This is typical. This is this timeline of what's going to happen. Any excuse, right, to get Arteta gone out the door or to get Arteta out, to get those agendas out, they're going to take it. Now, don't get it twisted. Yes, we lost, but like a lot of people said, this is about fitness, trying a few things. And we had our younger squads out. We don't have the core players who are actually going to make this system tick. You know, the likes of Rice, Saka and there, Saliba wasn't there. And we know that, Gabriel Kui are never going to work. We're never going to win a title if them two are your defenders. We know Zinchenko needs to go. We know that there's problems in this squad. But what we're hoping for is that Arteta sees that and doesn't do that in the actual season, especially against the top 6 teams. But what a lot of people do is they just want to overanalyze. As soon as a defeat comes, they're like, Arteta has to go. That's their first and primary thing. If we're winning these preseason, they're not going to sit there and go, yes, Arteta deserves this season. We're going to back him. We're going to ride with him. No, they're just waiting for that slip-up to happen. And it just happens to be in a preseason game. So, yeah, welcome to being an Arsenal fan. They're all idiots.
Listen, Arsenal fans are wild, man. Like I get. Well, all fans are wild. Like certain fan bases, parts of the fan bases, but like to start worrying now is ridiculous when you haven't got like arguably our 3 best players. Like you could argue that Saka, Declan Rice, and Saliba are our 3 best players, and we haven't.
Raya, don't forget.
Yeah, no Raya, which I know.
Ramsdale, yeah.
Hein didn't do too bad, but it's still different.
His distribution's awful.
Kivior, he looked like yesterday, to be honest, he looked like he's read. He knows he's on the way out. So he didn't look. Zinchenko's not going to be playing left back next season. Let's be honest. He's not going to be playing left back. He just didn't want to.
Can you guys just correct me if I'm wrong? Can like, didn't Raya and Ramsdale both play no minutes in the Euro 2024? So what are they still doing on holiday?
Hey, let them enjoy their lives, yeah. They're competing.
When did he? Because he had barely any minutes. Do you know what is? Because the way I'm seeing it right now is Arsenal are on the brink of a potential big season. And yeah, look, I hear these players. They went on to the Euros and they had an extended period of playing football. So what? No, because what I would be expecting of my club, my players, is to show that commitment. Come back early. Yeah. What do you mean you're still on holiday? What's Ramsdale still doing on holiday? Does he not want to position?
I kind of hear it, George.
I kind of hear it.
I agree.
Right, because this is supposed. No, let's be real here. This is supposed to be Arsenal's cup. What is it? Premier League winning campaign.
Damn it. Arteta's lost the dressing room, guys. He's lost it. Get him gone. The players don't respect him. There's no professionalism. You can't.
I'm not. Let's be real. You've got me wrong, Scholes. I haven't said nothing about Arteta because this has nothing to do with Arteta. This is straight up the players' commitments to the team, innit? I would have expected with 2 weeks left to go of the season, these players would have decided to come back earlier, especially when they didn't play a role in Euro.
Yeah. No, because David Raya isn't a new signing. Ramsdale isn't a new signing. They've been here. They know how to play the system. The system isn't changing. It's not a new manager. They're not new signings where you can sit there and go, do you know what? They have no idea how to play these preseason games. They know what they're doing. They're going to be back for the Lyon game and the Leverkusen game. That's more important. They're not. They're match fit. They're ready to play. They don't have that sort of, we need to get the rustiness off ourselves, other than Ramsdale because he's barely played.
Here's the thing, yeah. I somewhat agree with George, and I somewhat don't agree, because here's what I'm going to say, yeah. First things I'm going to say is, obviously mental fatigue is a thing. They've been there, they've been training, they've been mentally into the football, so they do kind of need a holiday to probably just zone out a bit and just forget about football, right? I agree. Raya also won the competition, so he was on a high of winning the competition. Go enjoy your holiday. I will kind of agree with George with Aaron Ramsdale, because Aaron Ramsdale should be looking at it like, I want to get back into this team and I want to show Arteta that I'm ready. And this season, I actually might be pushing for the first team. The only argument to that could be that he knows he's on his way out. So he's like, why the fuck am I going to rush back to pre-season when I know that I'm getting sold this window? That's the only thing I'll say. But I do agree with the sense of they didn't play much. Should they have been back by now? Maybe. The thing is, it's hard. I agree with what Sol said as well. With keepers, it's a little bit different. It's actually been nice to let Hein actually get a little bit of time and see where he is and whereabouts he is. So for me, I wouldn't read too much into that. But I do get the Ramsdale one where he's not in the team. Like if he's staying this season, then he should be. He probably should have come back after the England.
That's the way. And look, I'm not here attacking like Arteta or anything. And look, the players and get everyone needs a break, but. Like even hearing about he's not a new player, it doesn't matter whether he's a new player or not. For me, it's just commitment. There's no one player bigger than another, and one extra training session can always do you good. Like the harder you work, the better you're gonna get. Ramsdale's clearly in a position right now where he's not the first team goalkeeper. David Raya is in a position where right now is yes, he went to the Euros and won the Euros, but he wasn't the main goalkeeper for a reason.
Nah, but
so
it's
me,
different when you win it.
But the way I'm seeing it, Ram, the way I'm seeing it is I'm gonna go back. Sharpen my tools, get back in, let's go next season again. Because there is, and you guys are going all like, what's this, Soz? But there's plenty of players during the off-season that have used that time to go and work on themselves. They're in the gym every day. They've got sessions with their
But
PT.
George, it's different. It's different when you're part of the team that
have
wins
that commitment, and there's some that don't.
It's different when you win the trophy, though.
The thing I'll kind of agree with George. The thing I will agree as well with George is that you look at some of the Arsenal players. Havertz got pretty decently far in the competition. So did Jorginho. Now Jorginho is the one I want to highlight because he played pretty much every game for Italy. And I know Italy didn't get to the final or anything, but he actually played a lot. He's also 30-something years old. This guy could have happily been sitting on the beach for 3 weeks, but he was straight back at the Arsenal. Yeah, training, getting with the team. So it's a mentality thing. Listen, not everyone's got the same mentality. Certain people need the holidays. Certain people have more of a fatigue mentally. So for me, I think it depends on the player.
Is it really mentality when your club have agreed to allow them to be away for that long?
I think
I know you can personally choose to cut your time short and come back. But if you and the club have said, if the club said to you, listen, Ramsdale, You've got 3 weeks off because of your time. He's entitled to take that. I don't think it shows any.
Wait, KJ, is that just not like saying the great players like Ronaldo, for example? He has to check that he's told by his club turn up at training for 9 and you leave at 3, but he turns up at 7 and he leaves at 6. It's an opportunity. It's an option to go and just follow the rules and do what everyone else is doing, or you can just be better. And that's the case. Ramsdale isn't better right now. He's second goalkeeper for England, second goalkeeper for his club. Put in more work, mate. That's the way I see it. Like Raya, he obviously he's first team goalkeeper for Arsenal. So he's gonna come back and he knows. He's looking, he's going, Ramsdale is still on holiday. I'm all good. I ain't got nothing to worry about. But I promise you now, if Ramsdale went back the first week of training, Raya would have been there because he was thinking this guy's not having 3 weeks of training without me there. I'm not being funny. That's the way you got to see it. But
it is literally horses for courses because it depends on the player. Like for instance, the David Raya one, I don't hear it because I think it's a lot different when you win the trophy with your nation. You want to be with the teammates that you put your blood, sweat, and tears for that tournament win. But players like Ramsdale, I can actually hear it. I can talk about it from my perspective because I had the same situation with Ryan Gravenberch. He didn't play a single minute for the Netherlands, and he's still on leave alongside the likes of Gakpo and Virgil, who were playing the majority of all those Dutch games that they played in Euros. And for someone like Gravenberch, who is not a guaranteed starter, who actually complained about the fact that he didn't want to play under 21 football because he thinks he wants to train hard and become a starter for the main national team. I'm like, bro, you're not a starter for your national team, and you barely played at Euro 2024. But the likes of Szoboszlai, who started for his nation, who's back in training, who's already got a couple of good performances in pre-season and has really put in an impact on these games, he's already started ahead of you. And I'm like, do you really have that mentality of really want to try to challenge for that centre midfield spot? Because we know McAllister's not leaving, and Szoboszlai is already making good ground on that position. That's my perspective. It does depend on where the player's at and how far down the pecking order.
Yo, man, I'm hiring you all. I'm hiring you all as employees, fam. No holidays for you guys. Come on now. You're gonna work extra. Come on. Wait. This mentality is it stinks, right? Because you've got to realize these guys are humans, regardless of how much they're earning, regardless of how much time you think they have off. They have families as well. He's got a wife. He's got potentially a kid or something, right? They're gonna want time off. Being in the training camp, regardless of what you say, he's still in work mode. You're still at work when you're at the Euros. You're not having a chill just because you're not playing. These guys deserve, even if it's a week or two off, they deserve to have time off. Because during the season, are you going to be happy if Ramsdale rocks up in the start of the season and goes, you know what, now I'm going to go on holiday? Because all of you is going to have a meltdown then.
Well, I agree. So now hear us out. That's not what George is saying. What George is saying is, imagine you're working, right, and you've got a guy that does the same job as you, and he's ahead of you in the lead to get the promotion to be partner at the firm, yeah. And you're close, but you're not there. He's in front, and then he goes on holiday for 3-4 weeks, and you're like, you know what? Instead of that, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do more work. I'm going to show my thing. That's what he's trying to say. Someone like Aaron Ramsdale, what George is saying though is, for someone that ain't in the squad and has been disappointing and hasn't got what he needs, they need to prove themselves a bit more. They should be there trying to go show the manager why they should be picking you. Yeah, and I don't say they have to do that, and I don't hold anything against them going on holiday, because listen, they need a holiday just like us. Everyone needs a holiday. I hear that, but what I'm trying to say is like what Ram said about Gravenberch. Yeah, what you didn't play a minute. Yes, you've gone away. Yes, you haven't actually had the holiday, but you ain't played a minute. You're not a favourite at Liverpool. There's a new manager there. Yeah. Go and show him you mean business, because
fellow countryman as well.
It will mean a lot to the manager to see him come back.
Which I hear, but they have training to do that. They have time where they've been given to prove themselves. He didn't kick up a fuss last season. Yes, he had maybe moments where he might have said a few things, but as a whole, he conducted himself well. That should show the commitment to the manager to say, look, I'm not kicking up as much of a fuss as you want me to. Right? He's gone on to the Euro camp. He's not had a holiday. They deserve it. Because then you're going to complain about mental fatigue. You're going to complain about mental health and all of this sort of stuff. At the end of the day, he's got time dedicated off season to go and just do his thing, come back, and then we'll see where it's from there. Why can't he have it? I don't think it shows less commitment.
Yeah, I think the players should be allowed some downtime. I get their goalkeepers, so they're not, even if they're playing, they're not as physically asserting themselves. But otherwise, it work. I know that we sometimes as fans look at it, I'd work 12 months with no break if I was getting paid 50 grand, 80 grand, 100 grand a week. But I don't know if in reality you can operate like that. I don't know if these guys have kids. I don't know what their family setup is, but they're allowed a few weeks off, surely, without it being looked at.
I hear that, Terry. I hear that, but I think it's when you talk about someone like Gravenberch, he's openly come out and said that he believes he's better than under 21 football, and he should be starting for the Dutch national team. I'm like, cool. If you're gonna talk like that, you've made your bed. Now you got to lay in it. And if you're really gonna talk this highly about yourself, you got to put in the hard yards. And if you're gonna not play any football during a major European tournament and you're still on break, I don't know.
I just think it goes to show this generation of young footballers, man. That's what I think it does, because a lot of them talk, a lot of them come on social media, a lot of them get mad when they don't get minutes, but they're not willing to put in the work. That's just the way I see it. If I had my players on the pitch, on the bench out here crying about the minutes that they're getting, but then they're coming like late to pre-season, taking extra couple weeks off because they want to be on holiday. Cool, everyone deserves a holiday, but if you really want to put in that work and you want to show that you're the best, put in the extra work, do the extra hours that no one else is willing to do. That's just the way I see it.
Craig here says both Rambo and Raya made the final, both been at work, now time with their families. Stop bitching, is what Craig has got to say here. We can't criticize the transfer business, so now we criticize the players on the holiday. George, I see you, my G. The game is the game. I see George.
I don't know. I said what I said. Like, I don't know. It's quite clear.
Same as always with Arsenal fans, one defeat and they throw the baby out with the bathwater. Keep it calm, lads, or it will transfer to the dressing room. It's only pre-season. Do you know what's really crazy? What I would say about the people I've seen tweeting this or saying it, they're the same people that if you were killing it would say it's only pre-season, don't take it seriously. That's my issue with a lot of these and all clubs have them. When you win, it's just pre-season. You don't take it seriously. When you lose, oh my God, we're in goddamn trouble, and it's crazy.